The Canadian ambassador to Laos, Ms. Sarah Taylor, underlined the importance of Laos-Canada bilateral relations, and we pledged to continue to work with Laos in its preparation for the 2024 ASEAN chairmanship.
Okay, good catch.
I have very good. I have all
Offered
three.
an exclusive interview with the Lao National Television English language news team, Ambassador Sarah Taylor pledged to continue to work with Laos in its preparation for the 2024 ASEAN chairmanship. This engagement has further enhanced bilateral relations and cooperation between the two countries. It also contributes to the strengthening of the ASEAN and Canada relations. Laos has had the honor to hosting the ASEAN Summit in 2004 to 2005 and again in 2016. Laos will be honored with ASEAN chairmanship for the third time in 2024. Laos and Canada established diplomatic relations on June 15, 1974. In August 15, Canada opened an embassy office in Vientiane, while the ambassador is resident in Bangkok, Thailand.
The friendship of Laos and Canada.
The links between the Lao and Canadian people also contributes to the two countries' relationship. Today, more than 25,000 people living in Canada identify themselves as being of Lao origin. In terms of commercial relations, several Canadian firms are already active in Laos, working in the environmental, extractive, and manufacturing sectors. Other opportunities exist in areas where Canadian firms are strong, including mining, infrastructure, and clean technology. Canadian companies can play a positive role as good corporate citizens and responsible investors in Laos.
So 2024 will be a very important year for Canada-Lao relations on a number of fronts. So as you said, of course, Laos will be chairing ASEAN, and Canada is a long-standing dialogue partner of ASEAN. We actually last year just celebrated the 45th anniversary of our dialogue partnership. So we will definitely be an active participant in all of the ASEAN meetings and activities. But there's more than that, because 2024 it will also be the 50th anniversary of Canada-Lao diplomatic relations. So very important year for us bilaterally as well. And on top of all of that, in 2024, Laos will become what we call the country coordinator, so the country within ASEAN responsible for our dialogue with ASEAN. So we'll have three reasons to celebrate and to work together. So I think that will be a very important year, and even in advance of that, this year we want to start working already on preparation. We have just in Canada announced a new strategy for our engagement with the whole of the Indo-Pacific region, so Indo-Pacific strategy. And I would say really at the heart of that strategy is our relationship with ASEAN. So we very much follow the approach of ASEAN centrality and making our relations with ASEAN a key part of all of this. And with this new strategy comes new funding and new activities that will be important for our relations with all the ASEAN countries, but including with Laos. So maybe just to give one or two examples, we will be expanding and continuing a scholarship program we have, so that allows for students and academics from ASEAN countries to do exchanges in Canada. So very much hope that we'll be able to use that to see some Lao students going to Canada on exchanges and building the ties between Lao and Canadian universities and institutions. So that's one of the types of things that we're doing under our new strategy that I think will have a real benefit for Canada-Lao relations. And one other thing maybe to mention, a key part of the strategy, one of the areas of focus is people-to-people contacts. And I think that's very important in Canada-Lao relations, because we actually have a big community in Canada of Lao origin. And after the United States and France, the Lao community in Canada is the third biggest in the world. So we have that natural connection, if you like. So I really hope we can build on the ties from those people-to-people connections from Lao Canadians, from students who go to study in Canada, and also through our business community, through Canadian companies that do business here in Laos and Lao companies with Canada. If we build all those connections, that will really expand our bilateral relationship.